All right, buddy. It is now September 1915, and you see the hordes of German troops are marching towards the front as they're slowly grinding down the rail lines and up through here. And Austrians are moving forward slowly, grinding along. So that's pretty much the extent of what's happening up here in Russia. No combat at all. Now, down here, the Austrians attacked Odessa and got their butts handed to them. The Austrian basically had one exchange, and there's still some German troops, or Russian troops here, dug into Odessa, being supplied by sea. And these guys here attacked, these guys here attacked, and both rolled ones in their attacks and got demoralized and fell back. So, not good. Now, down here was the massacre. Remember I was telling you about the Bulgarians marching to war in the Grand Parade? Well, they finally figured out what this war was about. They attacked the British here, and the British stalwart troops kicked them back. They were demoralized here. There was an attacker eliminated, if you believe that or not, and along with the Ottoman troops. Not looking good for these guys down here. The British troops are really strong. They're just as strong as the German troops. So with these minor looking troops that you have here, when they attacked, they didn't do a very good job of it. It takes a lot of them to get the job done, and they tried and failed. So now we're going to move on to the Allied turn and see what happens. And just kind of figure out. Right now, imagine the British are trying to get right here so they can open up the Black Sea for movement. If they can open up the Black Sea and take Constantinople and this area around it, they can start shoving British troops into Russia to, well, basically start helping out down here. Because I can guarantee you, if the British can get their troops down here in the southern Russia, the Austrians can't do anything about it. Because it'd be like the Austrians trying to fight the Germans. There's not a lot of British, but they are pretty strong. So it's going to be interesting what's going to happen. We'll find out. We'll be back. Everybody, it's September Allied turn, 1915. The Russians up here by St. Petersburg are digging in, building their defensive line for the last stand for the capital. Over here, they put some units down here, down in Krakow, down here. They're dug in. They're more worried about these guys at the moment, so who knows what's going to happen sooner or later. They're probably going to have to start building a defensive line down here around Moscow. Because right now they're basically using natural terrain here to protect St. Petersburg. They're all behind a river and in a swamp and dug in. So that is going to be a major defensive obstacle for the Germans even to go through. That's like a massive fort line right there. So that might be actually the biggest defense that they faced in the entire war, even against France. So, big thing is, over here, it's not looking good. The British, there was that demoralized army group of Bulgarians. They got obliterated. They got hit by the British right here, came across the river, attacked over here from this direction, just blitzed them and took them out. It's gone. And then they're moving. They had the resupply troops come in, landed them, come in this way, landed a few over here, and they're moving along the coast now. So they're basically going to take the entire coastline right here. The objective for the Allies here is open up the straits to help out and open up the front down here in Russia. So who knows? There might be soon British troops in the Crimea with the Russians this time. So we'll find out. See if Turkey can even handle this. Because their problem is, I have to take a look. They may be able to start pulling troops out of these boxes to start supplying troops over here. So pull them out of here to over here, but you know, that gives major advantage. Right now they're kind of mirroring what's going on over here for purposes of now we're getting close. In December, war weariness will start to kick in, and right now if they pull troops out of here, the war weariness may force them to get out of the war. But if they don't pull troops out, they won't have any country left over anyway. So it's a catch-22 for them. So they probably will have to start pulling troops out just to protect themselves. And that's what's going to happen, because right now they got demoralized troops just parked. I guess these guys will be just demoralized, not just demoralized. That's the only thing protecting Constantinople at the moment. That's not good. So they got to put some troops in there. And right now the Bulgarians are like, what just happened? Our entire army is gone. And who knows, you might end up finding British troops taking out Bulgaria out of the war. So that could be an interesting turn of events. So I think the Austrians or the Germans might have to start pulling troops out to protect them from this secondary front. So that might be something that will be happening soon. We'll see. All right. And over here, you can see way over there, there's a whole pile of British troops way over there in France. Not France, Britain. Just waiting to be ferried into the meat grinder. So, British have lots of troops. They just want to get them into the fight without having to do a massive invasion in France. So they're taking the soft underbelly at the moment. All right, they'll be back.